Good evening, to all. I hope all is well with you as it is with me over here. Today, I wanted to just talk about some things that were lingering in my clouds, some things I've had on my mind. And first, I have to say it's a beautiful day, right? Ain't that beautiful? The sun is beaming. It's beaming, and a lot of times it likes to make your phone real hot. Hopefully, it doesn't do that. Even though I think the sun is probably about ready to set soon, which is a good thing. So, let's get into the discussion. I wanted to talk about some things pretty much about why I always say this place is not conducive, and it's not conducive. And some of the reasons why, of course, I think I self-explanatory when I talked about how um, you need agency, you need your your own ways of life, not to live under someone else's ways of life, because the, that's what makes it not conducive for you. When you think different, you are different. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit because I see some interesting things here. Um, but you are forced to, let's see. Ah, I don't know if that could be seen. That's pretty nice. Because, it's not like I haven't, I'm going to talk about me, okay? Um, all my life, I've been treated, um, I can say both ways. I've been treated shitty and I've been treated great. But I never let it stop me, any of that. It doesn't make difference, good or bad. Stop me from being who I am and living my life and moving full speed ahead wherever I want it in life. And still don't, to this day. Um, I, but when you keep trying and you're trying and trying and you're running you're beating your head against the wall because it's not for you. It's just not conducive. It's not the world that you belong in. It's not the life that you are, are meant to live. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm going to focus in on me and the things that are going on with me in my life. So, I never did really was interested in really having children. I didn't care about. Uh, I wanted a partner, I guess, a relationship, but I didn't want the children. But I got them today, and I love them, and I wouldn't change it for the world, right? Okay, but we have to see some things for what it really is, And I'm gonna harp on hope, hope, because I think I've been a very hopeful person all my life, but hope doesn't exist. Hope doesn't exist in a place where I have no agency, I have no control. I'm out of my elements. So basically, I feel like I worked hard with in my life, moving towards hope, hoping for the best always. Never really seeing that anything could ever go wrong, right? That anything could never hinder, and it still hasn't hindered. But I'm in a place now in my life where, you know, I found out last year for sure that my daughter, my 16-year-old, is level 2 autistic. But she's, you would never know and you can never tell that. And I never knew. I always thought it was a behavior issue or it was a relationship between me and her issue or it was because, I was away working hard for her, and, making a life, you know. But none of that was ever true. None of that was ever true. It wasn't because of me. It was because of her condition that she had, you know, that she didn't understand when, you know, um, but I mean, it's hard to really explain because to a point, she really does understand things. She understands the world around her. She understands a lot. I mean, she looked me right in the eyes. She looks me right in the eyes, communicates fine. So, my idea of autism was always someone who did not interact with you or engage, or, that's my idea of what a autistic person was. So, the stereotypical, the one way that you were only taught, but now my ideas, my understanding of it is broader because I've been able to see various different situations and learn about it. That's why, even though, you know, so like I said, I worked hard in my life to be able to give something to my children. It's that hope in a cold ice world that I knew was going to be cold and icy and has always been, but that never changed me, that never moved me, that never did anything to me really because I moved on, right? And I in hope for the best, in hope for the best. But now, you see the worst. You see the worst. And this is the time when you say to yourself, you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, you know. Um, but you still hold that false sense of hope. in this delusional place, and I probably always will move on. And that is what you're supposed to do, regardless of these words, regardless of the this place, right? It's just the nature. It's just the nature, you know. So basically, I'm feeling like the educational system failed her because it's too late for her to go to autism school. And the public education didn't do much for her at all. It just wasn't a place that she really benefited anything. So now here she is, very, very smart, intelligent girl, 16 years old, and her potentials, she's got a lot of potential, but where do you where do you go for that? What do you do for that? You know, I don't know what to do. So she's still in public school, but they decided to make her homebound. Homebound is where you have a teacher, one-on-one teacher. Well, we have not heard anything, or she hasn't had no work, no nothing. Just the thick, big books I brought that cost me thousands of dollars, and she doesn't know what to do with those. So she just reads, you know. But, you know, she wants more. She wants more. She loves computers. She wants more out of life, you know. Like me. She's a lot like me. My children are like me. Very, very smart and want more. So, you know, when you bring children to this world, you want to make sure they have everything. They have a good foundation, mother and a father that are both level head minded and strong and able to give something, you know, to children. Where I would say that really doesn't make a difference because it's still not conducive. You know, we're not in a conducive place that, you know, due to those elements been missing. A lot of things been missing. Now, when you don't have representatives, you don't have, you know, no support, and you live in a place that support was built for um, something other than yourself, other than you. Basically, this system, it wasn't built for us. It wasn't made for us. So therefore, all it's going to do is always, always hinder in some sort of way. You know, whether it be it, you know, you're going to get a divorce. Me, for one thing, I don't even think we should even be getting marriage certificates, marriages, doing it through the system because it doesn't really benefit us. All these things, legal things, political things, it wasn't built for us, you know. And I don't even think we really needed it. We needed something greater, something higher. But we settle because it's comfortable, you know. And we find out later that it doesn't really benefit us. It doesn't really help, especially the legal system when it comes to who would want to take a man that is supposed to take responsibility for his children, just like you take responsibility for your children. Who wants to have to drag him through the courts? Who wants to do that? It's ridiculous. Then you should never have been with this man and procreated with this man because this is not a man. When you have to put forth, you know, it goes back to not being conducive. You know, the men are supposed to be men. And in a society where your men have been pulled down below the level of a man and it's been normalized, it's been made okay, it's sickening. It's really sickening. And it hurts a community of people. It harms a community of people. It really does. In various different ways. So, sorry about that phone call. Like, got in my way. But, anyways, um, you know, it puts the whole community in a certain state. Like I was watching a video in Gambia, and a guy he did an interview. He did a study basically. He went to Gambia and he looked at how um, sex tourism. He looked at that and talked about sex tourism. And I noticed something. I noticed that all of the men lined up, went crazy for these European women that were coming over into their country to just have a vacation. But it wasn't just a vacation that they wanted. It was, that relationship, that sex they wanted. They came there for that, and they got that. They got it by ways of, understanding the economics of the situation, and they got it like, you see the water out here, like you would throw your uh, fishing rod out to catch a fish, you know. So he talked about how it wasn't a good thing, and it's not a good thing all around. That's not a good thing to be doing to a people. It's very disrespectful. It's very selfish. It's very greedy. It's so many various different things that can be added to that. That- But people have the free right to do whatever and live however they want to, so they do it, right? And regardless of morals, regardless of principles, regardless of any natural laws, of the land, or of the planet, this powerful planet that I exist in, that I am currently soaking up all the some of the energies that this planet has. Um, but you know, they talked about. He also talked about the women, the local women, and how it affects them. You're not gonna have too many men, around when they want money in your pants. It's the same thing you deal with in America because the economic disparity. Because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen men with white women, and most of the time it's money, economics. So I'm like, that. I mean, for everything that is done that is not supposed to be done, there's consequences to everything. We know that, and these economics issues is is a it's going to be a downfall. I think it's going to be a downfall, but because of how it's been used, it's not been used in a good way. It's been used in many, many bad ways. Many, many bad ways. But I guarantee you that many of those girls over in Gambia, they want something out of life. They want to use their minds to do things and get out of the situation. That's usually the way. That's usually the way. So, I'm going to walk a little bit while I gather my thoughts. So, basically, you have so many young ladies with so much potentials, but the world that we are in kind of puts it in, places it in a certain, what did I call that? Within parameters, right? And it's not that it's not possible, but with certain types of knowledge, I believe, and knowledge and awareness is very critical. Knowledge and awareness is always critical. And what I mean by that is been aware of what type of place you're in, that this is not going to be conducive to try to form a family in, especially when you have signs. You know, for one thing, for one thing, whenever we did try, it always got torn down. So it comes to a point where you have to understand why these things happen. Be it divorce, be it you try to be out the box and be different, you know, it's just not allowed in this society, too much. So I see that boat, but I don't see it on my video here. Oh, okay, I see it. It's just far out on the video. But even relationships, you know, can you really have a relationship being a black woman in this place? Can you really have children being a black woman in this place? I would say no, it won't work because you already at your lowest. You must come to your highest, and the only way to come to your highest is to realize that you must try to get above this level world, level low world on your own. On your own. It's not going to happen you've been attached to anything. It happens when you're more detached. You know, that's the awareness. And knowledge. The knowledge is everything that you've experienced in your own life. To know better than to bring someone to suffer the same things that you have suffered, you know, or worse, or worse. Do we want these things? No, nobody wants, you know, horrible, horrible things that happen on a daily basis, and then you're put in a state where, you know, a state where it just pulls you downward and wants to hold you downward, hold you down. It certainly doesn't lift you, but what lifts you is you, and knowledge and awareness of self. To know that these things are not important, but they're put before us as if it is important. You know, oh, look at that. Oh, we should come over here. I see that. Watching it's making me feel like I'm moving. It's a funny feeling. Everything. Come over here. Come closer. I think it's a dolphin, but it won't come close. It's about as close, I guess, closest it's gonna get. Oh, it looks like it's coming close. That's why I say I feel like I'm moving because because I'm looking at it in the water. I'm watching it, and I'm feeling like I'm moving. But anyway, I saw a house today, and I saw signs, and what I saw was Halloween. Halloween is we know is created the American way, right? Without by YT, you know, YT created it from it stems from other things, right? Because I celebrate the Day of the Dead, the Day of the Dead, but I made it culturally part of my Halloween, the Day of the Dead. So, but they had something that I would never do because financially, I'd rather save my money than to waste it on those things and then have to put them in storage and just a mess. But this mother, I can tell it was a mother. She had, you know, they lived in a pretty decent neighborhood, right? Really nice neighborhood. I hope no ants is trying to crawl on me. So basically, they had a whole lot of decorations in the front of their yard. Then a little sign on the side for the children that says, to the drivers, the people that are driving, drive slow for the children and stuff like that. So, yes, the world is conducive for them. It's made intentionally like that for them to strive and to have great families, right? And great life. But for someone as it's just not conducive because it doesn't make sense to me to do that, to do things like that. You know, it's just not my culture. It's not anything that would benefit. It doesn't benefit. See what I'm saying? Just think about it. Oh, he's still out there, but he's so far. I mean, I wish he's just out there by the little boats and stuff and just swimming. So basically, what do you expect? You expect um, one to be they're definitely in their elements. They never had anybody to tell them that they were slaves or that they were mistreated, that they were anything like that. Nothing, zero, nothing. So they don't have that in their mind. You know, they don't. It doesn't exist to them. Ooh, it looks like it's still, yeah, it's swimming alongside the boat. That's doing what it does best, I guess. And it's gone. But it's still many, many, many down in the water. I just wish they'd jump up there. You know, that was a dose of reality. You know, the first time I was told that, or saw, or heard that I come from a people, who were abused, kidnapped, mistreated. Um, that water is good. It woke you up from the illusion that you lived in. But it's since it's everything, and it's almost as if I could sense that before I was even taught any of that. That I can sense it because it was actually happening. People were still mean, racist, and I experienced that growing up. I didn't have to watch no TV or anything like that. It was just you saw it, in real life every day. And those are some things that time does not heal. But people think in their minds that it's 2023 when 2023 doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for the simple fact, I told you guys before, that things don't change. The only thing that changes is us in our minds, but not all things change like that because it's in some things' nature not to change. Animals don't change their ways. They don't have that opportunity. They don't have that ability. They got to do the same thing over and over and over again. But we don't have to. We have that freedom, we have that luxury. But we are put in a perimeter where we have no choice but to do those things over and over again, like an animal. And we don't even recognize it. We don't even see it, right? Y'all see that? So, people made the world conducive for them, but it took a sacrifice from us. It took a sacrifice from us. Not them, not their own sacrifices, but sacrifice from us. And we don't get to have we don't get to have that life. We don't get to have that. They tell you through religion that you get that life after death, after your death. But I say I want that life now, and thank goodness my daughters have abilities, or have potentials, you know, like me, you know. That dolphin is just over there having a good time. Did not go nowhere. Just in that same area. And then I saw a little something look like it was over here, but I think it was just waves. Sailing takes me away to where I always heard it could be. Just the wind and the sea to carry me, and soon I will be free. Sailing, it's the best of me when I'm sailing. Sailing takes me away to where I always heard it could be. Just the wind and the sea to carry me, and soon I will be free. So that's one of my songs I love so much. Good running music. One good running song is also and I got such a long way to go, such a long way to make it to the border of Mexico. So I run like the wind, I run like the wind. Do, 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 da, 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 da. Mm-mm-mm. That's a good running song. And what is my other song that I love? During 9/11, the song that was playing loudly, that's my song too. I love that song. It's surprising that it was, but that's just the way they always play those elevator music everywhere. So that's what happened with that. It was just elevator music playing that you hear in the stores when you're out and stuff, and that's and it just kept playing. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can. She's ahead of the class. And oh, she never gives up. And she never gives in. She just changes her mind. but she's always a woman to me. And no, she takes care of herself. She can live if she wants. She's ahead of the class. And oh, and she never gets in. And she never, she just changes her She's always a woman to me. Oh, ain't nothing like listening to those kinds of music. I think music in my life definitely helped me through a lot. Music therapy. But it was natural, natural for me because I just listen and I love writing. So I love writing, making up songs. So actually having music done by other people, it just it encourages you and it inspires you. That's what it does. So I'm gonna do. Oh, there it goes. Look at that flip flopping fish. I knew it was something there. Y'all see that? Yeah, I just changed my mind. After you learn about things, you change your mind. You don't need that in your life. It's not for you. And you move on and you do your next thing. And I want to do everything I want to do in life. I don't care. I'm not gonna let nothing stop me. When I'm on, when I want to do something, I do it. I focus in on it, set goals, and do it. And I think singing is great therapy. I just don't do enough of it lately. Like writing is great therapy, and I don't do enough of it lately. And art, creating things is therapy. Art is definitely therapy for me. Um, I just need to do it. And I recommend that, if you're like me in the predicaments that I have to, trials of life and stuff like that, do it. Do what is natural for you to help you through rough times, rough things. you know, but beware of the power you hold because whatever you create, make sure it's great and it uplifts your life and it brings something great to your life. Because if you're singing like the song I made up, it's really, it's almost as if I could see the future. But when I was younger, I did plot and planned out the future. But I think I did a good job. But be careful what you write about. Make sure it's positive, uplifting things because you bring those things to your life. As you can see with these rappers, they're very talented rappers, but you got to be careful what you rap about. You don't want to rap about things that are in the box that you're in. You want to get outside the box of sex, of violence, because that's this cold ice world that we're in. We don't want to write about that. We don't want to talk about it because you're bringing that into your future. You're just carrying it on because you're magical and you're powerful and don't even have that awareness of self. knowledge of self that that's what you're doing, that that's what that is. And now that I'm aware, I want to do for people great things. Not, I'm glad I didn't become a singer and or music that I wrote or anything I wrote and sent out, that it didn't benefit me, you know, because it brings bad things. It's for bad people. It's what it is. It's for wicked people. So they can have it. They can have it all. I want greatness. I want to write and talk about the great future without that false hope and lies. False hope and lies and illusions of what we think is real, but it's not real. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that just beautiful, hearing the sounds of the water trickling? It's not brushing against the rocks though. It just not that high tide, but it's a tide, but it's not that high. Speaking of that, the tide is high, I fall in love. I want to be your only one. I'm not the kind of girl who is up just like that. Oh no. Every girl wants you to be her man, but I know it. I turn. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, the tide is high on the fall in love. I want to be your only one, number one, number one. What else? What else can I think of? Hmm. It's not very easy living all alone. My friends try to tell me find a man of my own, but each time I try, I just break down and cry, 'cause I'd rather be home feeling blue, 'cause I'm saving all for you. Yeah, I haven't even did my voice exercises. That's what you used to tell me we run away together. What gives you the right to be free? You said be patient and wait a little longer. But that's just another fantasy. I got to get ready. Just a few minutes more. Gonna get that old feeling when you walk through that door. Oh, Whitney. Oh, look at that. When you see me walking down the street and I start to cry before we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Foolish pride is all that I got left, so let me hide the tears and the sadness you gave me when you said goodbye. Walk on by, walk, walk on by, walk on by, walk on by. And what else? I'm trying to think what other song. I have to do my voice exercise before I sing again. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Do, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Do. Especially singing outside in the wind. Singing outside in the wind. Oh, my favorite season, fall, is upon us. What I need to do is get my stories together for the October. That'll be good. Get some good stories together for October. When I need love, I just, how does it go? I can't think of how that song goes. But as you can see, the sunset. I had this beautiful sunset. I was out in the country. Hey, General. Greetings. Thank you. Thank you. trying to think of it. There's one song that I really, really love. My name, something. I can't think of it. But I used to sing it all the time. I can't think of it now. And the time when I could sing it, right? I'll think of it in a minute. Something remind me of it. I really wanna know you. Oh, my true love. Oh man, I'm gonna walk down this way a little bit, so we not just in one spot. But like I said, was saying that when you put in a perimeter, put in a box, and you just willing to what you call it, glorify that box you're in, it's kind of ignorant. Instead of coming out of that box, yeah, it is. And I feel the chill. I can feel the AC, which is, just the cold air coming, natural air conditioning happening. I can actually feel it. The weather is going down. So you definitely don't want AC because I already feel cold, a little chill out here. And that comes from the water, of course. We're supposed to have a cold front, right? So, I got the song in my mind. I want to sing it, but I can't remember it. It's on the tip of my brain. Sometimes I think that a mermaid will pop up out of the water. And sea creature, some kind of sea creature will pop up out of the water. There you go. I can start smelling the fish. It's horrible. I can smell the fish. hear that a lot on the radio. Whitney Houston, that song. I think that's when I first found out about Whitney. Seeing her on video, so perform that song on her video of that song. It is very beautiful, very beautiful. Mhm. Clear water, just out in the clear, far miles and miles of water. So of course, I'm Pisces, so water makes me happy. That's why. See that? What's that? Is that the moon and the sun over there? Moon right there. I don't know what's going on with that. So, goodness. So I guess the magic in life is as having this awareness and knowledge and being able to do the things that we seek out to do, you know. And when you can do that, I think, in my mind at least, I feel that it opens up floodgates, you know. I know it does. Because I said it before. I said sometimes when you're into that thing that you love to do, that you're creating something, right? And once you get over that hump and create it, that's when your magic, when you open up your magic. I believe that. So I am going to go and maybe cook something at the house. So always remember true love, real peace, the higher self within, that soul of yours. Till next time, peace.